We got a great night planned with 10 comics who are going to be grabbing the microphone. Some of them for the first time, some of them kind of brand new. Y'all know who you're here to support. So, before I bring up the comics, the other change we made was every time we have a winner for Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause, the winner of tonight will experience this as well. I have a show quarterly, one of the largest shows at Foxwoods to date, called the Wild Bill Comedy Show at Foxwoods, Comics at Foxwoods. We will be there again on July 18th, so whoever you're here supporting tonight, if they win this tonight, they will do 10 to 12 minutes on stage at the largest casino in the country, Foxwoods, on July 18th. The person you're about to hear was the winner of the Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause back in February. Very, very good friend of mine. We've been trying to get him on stage for a while. He's a natural. You're gonna love him. He won it. He also did the Foxwoods. He's been performing at Comedy Connection as well. Please help me open the night with the previous winner of the last Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause. Put your hands together for Mr. Ray Bro.
How we doing tonight? Everybody smell like fish fry yet? Welcome to West Warwick. It's gonna take a while to get that smell out of you. All right, any lesbians here tonight? Really? I guess it was your car I backed into in the parking lot. Was it a Subaru? It had a bumper sticker on it that said, I heart / cock. And my wife carpooled with me, so I know it's not hers. It also had those annoying stick figure family stickers, you see those? Yeah, had 2 of them. Might have been double drawn, a little thick in the leg. You've seen them. Little fanny patch, short spiked haircut, 3 cats. I don't know, maybe I'm stereotyping. You know, I got nothing against the gays, don't get me wrong. I got one thing against the gays. They ruined the rainbow. Now hear me out. When I was a kid, we all had those multicolored umbrellas, you know, the panels. Remember that? Everybody had one. Could be a fucking monsoon out. I ain't using it. Look like a fucking homo. No, I'm fine. I don't keep the umbrella. I got a hat. I'll be good. It's just a monsoon. You know? Then, those rainbow air fresheners on your car? All right, no big loss. But the one that gets me, the one that really pisses me off is those Skittles candies. And I love those things. But I'll be goddamned if I go down to the store, buy a bag, open it up, chug a few. Just a matter of time before you hear it. Taste the rainbow, faggot. Like, oh, buddy, relax. It's a tasty treat. You know, I'm not even sure how you can confuse me for a gay. I don't have the personal hygiene or the wardrobe. And my wife fucks that joke up because she lays these clothes out for me like I'm 5. I'm not allowed to dress myself. My wife's here. I'm lucky, I got a trophy wife. Now, she's not for first place. I'm sorry, she's more of a participation award wife. But I love her. I fucking love her. You know, not the, let's plan a Saturday, you know, get a picnic basket, head out, get some caricatures drawn of you, you know, hold hands, look deep into each other's eyes, give a shit about what the other person has to say. No, not that type of love. More of as much as you can love any roommate you had for 10 years. That rifles through your checking account. Doesn't let you hang up your sports posters, even if they're signed. Is disgusted by the way you look naked. But still sucks your dick on your birthday. That type of love. We've been together 10 years, and Fuck. I love her optimism. Every time we go out to a party or meet new people, I get the same speech every time. The behavioral expectation speech. Like she's gonna talk to me like I'm an 8-year-old. And it's the same shit every time. Don't get drunk. Like, fuck, I thought it was a party. Don't swear in front of the kids. Fuck, there's gonna be kids there. Don't make fun of the gay cousin. And then she always throws that one out there, that blanket one, just covers fucking everything. Don't embarrass me. Like, this'll be the one talk that gets through to me, and I magically become a grown-up. Yeah, a grown-up that nobody wants to hear old Navy stories from, or do shots of Jägermeister with, or split some ecstasy. Come on, it's West Warwick. And it always ends the same way. Now, and when I say Old Navy stories, I'm not talking about folding cheap sweaters at the mall. I'm talking about hookers, drugs, and chlamydia. You know, stories that make a party fun. But according to my wife, not a 7-year-old's birthday party. And it always ends the same way. The next morning, wake up on the porch, covered in puke, blood, and a little bit of piss. And I look up and I see that disappointed look on her face that I've seen so many times. And I think, what the fuck did I do last night? I wonder if I embarrassed her. And I go, I know what I'll do. I'm sorry, honey. I drank too much. I'm an alcoholic. It's a disease. Yeah. Apparently, it's the only disease you get screamed at for having. You know, I wish I had asthma or shingles, but I don't. Fuck, she'd still be mad at me if I had asthma. I just know it. Come home from the party, she'd be like, oh, you, with all your huffing and puffing. Every time Olivia walked by in that dress, you had to hit the inhaler. You're a fucking embarrassment. But that's my lady. And I try to fuck her when I can. You know, we got a 9-year-old. And I love her. I love her so fucking much that I probably wouldn't trade her for the Corvette or the boat I could have had. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. But it's great. She's 9, and I've always given her nicknames. You know, her name's Abby, so she's had nicknames like Abadoodles, Abadabba. I used to call her Pumpkin Girl. Cute little nicknames. Well, she's 9 now. I got a new nickname for her. I call her Cock Block. Now, this fucking kid, I tell you what, just try to bang my wife. Impossible. Try one hook off that bra. This kid wakes up like a fucking superhero. Her fucking spidey senses go off. Next thing you know, she's at the fucking door. It's like, what's up? She's like, I'm scared. It's like, yeah, me too. Go back to bed. I'm thirsty. Get a fucking drink. I can't sleep. I was like, that's bullshit. Because every time I even think I'm gonna get laid, I fucking load this kid up with NyQuil, so there's no way. That's a fucking, she must be immune to this shit by now. You know, I call her the guardian of the vagina. You know, and then she just, little eyes to my wife, like, oh, Mom. Next thing you know, she's in fucking bed, cuddling. I don't even know what the fuck just happened. It's like, fuck. She's like, oh, she's such a good cuddler. It's like, no, she's not. She's a good fucking cock block. I'll be in the basement jerking off with the fucking sports posters. You know, it's just like, I'm 43, and I don't need to get laid all the time. You know, but a weekend here and there, that'd be great. You know, I don't have the little blue pill yet. I'm still a real man. I know that hurts some of you. That one makes me laugh. But I need a little break once in a while, so I came up with a great fucking idea. I signed her up for the National Guard. 1 week out of the month, 2 weeks out of the year. That's perfect. All right? I mean, they're gonna be pissed when she shows up and she's 9. And she thinks she's in charge. So, I'm gonna wrap up here, but I just say, you guys could take a lot of fucking advice from me. I got a coffee mug at home that says world's greatest dad. So, maybe I know what I'm fucking talking about. You know what I mean? So, hey, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight to the Greater West Warwick Fitzroy Leukemia Lymphoma Benefit.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start the comics. Each comic is gonna do 6 minutes. This first comic, show her some love. She volunteered to go first. Nobody wants to go first. So show us some love. Put your hands together. Give us some attention. Miss Jen Carroll.
Hi. Okay, so I don't know what possessed me to start and volunteer to be first, but I am so nervous and so incredibly intoxicated that I'm afraid I'm going to fall off the stage. But the other part of me doesn't even give a shit. I don't even give a shit. Woo! And you know what that comes from? That comes from being a mother. Who else feels like this once you give birth? Right? So many things don't bother you when you give birth, right? And I've pinpointed the exact moment when that happened for me. And it was this moment in the OBGYN office. It was the moment where she said, "Do you mind if we have a few people come in and observe?" Right? And that moment, this area right here, that has been observed by very few people, I just gave it up. Even I was like, what did I just do? Right? You get brave. Motherhood makes you very brave. And that's a way of nature taking over, because this is what you give birth to. You give birth to this. Right? Vomit becomes your accessory. Oh, sure, and we all call it a nice name, we call it spit up. I remember the first guy that I told I was covered with vomit, and he was like, "Oh, no, isn't that spit up?" I'm like, no, it's vomit. It goes down to the stomach, comes back up. That would be vomit. Right? You can't wear earrings, kid's gonna swallow it. Can't wear a necklace, kid's gonna pull it off. Or choke you with it, that's even better. So what becomes your accessory? You got vomit on your shoulder, vomit on your chest. Everywhere you are covered with vomit, right? And then, also, after this maybe 6 weeks where their poop doesn't smell, the other thing you get used to is smelling like poop in public. You don't even care. I remember being on an elevator one day. My kid had pooped his pants, wasn't able to change them yet. And I fully admitted that what other people were going like this in the elevator was me. I fully admitted to that. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's me. I'm the one with the situation. Got a situation, he's got a situation. I have to change this." Right? You never think that's gonna happen. You never think you're gonna be fully able to admit that you are the one that smells like poop. And the other thing that you have to do in public that you have to get used to, if you're like me, I breastfed. Anybody else breastfed? Right? Oh, you breastfed. Excellent. Excellent. Right? Woo! All right, good. I see it. You have to get used to whipping your boob out in public. And my kid couldn't latch, so imagine this, right? No, get the nipple. The nipple, get the nipple. Right? In Warwick Mall. Right? Begging your child to get the nipple to latch on. Right? I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be comfortable with that, but I was. And even now I'm comfortable with just squeezing my boob in public and just talking about my nipple. Right? Yeah. Motherhood makes you not give a shit. I give a shit about so many less things than I used to give a shit about. And I mean, you can't give a shit because you have to do funny things in public, like, ooh, and do funny gestures and for your kid, because your kid's crying all the time, right? And the other thing is, you never get any sleep, right? Nobody ever gets any sleep when they're a parent. And so you have to be willing to fall asleep in your car and be completely okay with that. And the human head is never as heavy as it is when you fall asleep in the car, right? You start out fine. You're like, but the neck is like, oh shit, is she falling asleep? I'm usually laying down for this. I'm not gonna hold her head up. No, this isn't gonna happen. And this is what you end up looking like in the car. Right? So you have to get used to doing that in public too. And the thing is, you try to look good when you go out in public, but when you have a kid, stuff happens. The other day, I went to Stop and Shop, and on my way there, I opened the window. Half of my hair went up. I got out of the car, spilled my coffee on my crotchino. Got out of the car, started walking into Stop and Shop, and some stranger tells me, "You've got something stuck to your butt." Of course, it was a fruit snack. So I used to be very concerned about what my butt looked like. And all of a sudden, I'm asking a complete stranger, I'm like, did I get it? Is it still there? Is that still there? And I went right into Stop and Shop. Didn't even care. So yes, motherhood is all about not giving a shit. And I'm being told that my time is over. So I'm just gonna end it right here. Not giving a shit. And I am done. Am I survived?
To slam 6 minutes in your face, put it together for RJ. I don't know if you should stand on this stage, dude. You're like a big corn-fed mule. You lost weight, yeah. You dropped 20 pounds from your shoulders to your asshole. Get up here. Give it up for RJ. Good job.
I'll even hold this thing. Whew. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much. It's such a great event. First of all, I gotta kind of apologize. I didn't realize this is what I was actually going to be here for tonight. I do a lot of things with Wild Bill. We're both single dads. We actually both run a support group. I actually thought I was coming here to talk about what it's like being a single dad and dating and living with herpes. But I had no idea. So, sorry to, I need a couple of females in the crowd here. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's how we roll. A couple things you're gonna see about me. I'm obviously a huge bitch. I'm up here, and you're probably looking at me and thinking, that motherfucker looks familiar. I know him. I know him. I hear it every day. I know you're thinking it. I know you're thinking it. I know you thought it. You look at that big sexy man up there. No doubt. I'm just gonna break it for you right here. I am the white Mike Strahan. People are like, are you his brother? Are you his brother? I said, no, yeah. He's a brother. I mean, he is a brother, right? The other thing you notice about me, I got this on. This is not a prop. I really smashed my hand. I didn't fuck it. I broke it. I fractured it the other day. It kind of sucks. It's not a prop, but so I didn't put this on for you guys. Well, it's kind of getting tired, and after 3 days of looking at it, I'm just kind of when I was 15 or 16 years old, this would have really fucked up my girlfriend's sex life. But it wouldn't have fucked up mine, because I got my right hand, motherfuckers. That's how I roll. But it probably would have worked out. I needed that abortion. Yeah. Oh, grow up, fucking laugh. So, I don't know. I figured I'd come up here and talk about being a dad a little bit. I'm also a pet lover. People that know me know I have, I got this cat. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, I get it. I put up a bunch of fucking videos on Instagram. It's kind of creepy. I'm a dog guy too. I had a dog. His name is Mike. I didn't want a dog named Fluffy or Spot or some bullshit like that. I wanted a dog named fucking Mike, But it came with problems. Came with some implications, especially when you're a dad with a little one. you know, and I grew up in an apartment building, so it's like, you know, yelling at your fucking dog, Mike! Stop licking your fucking balls! Get off the couch! What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like walking around with my, like Saturday comes around, I'm like walking around with my son, people are like, oh, this your son Michael? I'm like, no motherfucker, that's my dog, this is my son Ethan. That's all right, you know? The biggest problem was like when my mother called. And your mother always called when it's like you're drunk, you're hungover, or you're trying to get fucking laid. So I'm like waking up, trying to wake up one morning, she's like, I get the phone call, I actually answered, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Dog jumps on the bed, sees you all awake and shit. He's all excited, he's doing like 360s, he's fucking spazzing out. Hey Ma, how you doing? She's like, ba 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 ba. And by the way, every time I tell a story about my mother, she's always like Edith from All in the Family. Okay? Oh, RJ, how you doing this morning? I'm fucking hungover, Ma, you know me. So the dog's jumping all over the bed. He's licking his balls, he's fucking dragging him across the fucking pillow and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, Michael, get off me! Stop licking my face! You fucking skiing all over the place, get your balls everywhere. Oh my God, you're nasty. He's like a moment of silence, and my mother's just like, who's Michael? And I'm just like, you know, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm just like, kind of going in and explaining to my mother that I'm not fucking gay, and there's not a dude in my bed. Being a dad and a pet owner are two different things. They're very separate, and a lot of people don't get that. When you go on Facebook and you see somebody saying, oh, happy birthday from my furry son. Happy birthday for my furry kids. I fucking hate that. It's a dog, okay? Having a pet doesn't make you a fucking parent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the F-bombs too, I just realized. I'm talking about my mother and saying all that, I'm just kind of a little self-conscious. It's Good Friday, for Christ's sakes. So, but being you know, I get a little offended by that, you know, but there's nothing more rewarding than being a parent. There isn't anything that I would trade it for in the world. I'm a single dad, I'm a full-time dad. I do that shit on my own. I don't need pay child support because I got that shit on my own. Actually, I still got to pay child support because I live in Rhode Island, but you know, that's the way it is. But I'm gonna try to close this in a little bit here. But dating and being a single dad can be a problem. Whether you're meeting the broad at the fucking bar, the laundromat, Walmart, you know, Wick line, doesn't matter. Fucking OK Cupid, you know, whatever you're doing. I mean, I'll pick them up anywhere. My sisters work, I ain't got no shame. You know, being a single dad is just kind of like your sex life turns into just like it was when you lived with your parents in college or something like that. You're just trying to keep them quiet and getting it when you can, and oh shit, they're home. The same thing. But being a full-time single dad, you just kind of like, you just like this mecca for single moms. You just think you're this great guy. I'm not, but whatever. I mean, I am. But what happens is they think you're this great guy, and then all of a sudden you get the call in, and you're just like, okay, how you doing? And she's like, oh, great, you're such a great guy. I don't know too many guys like you. You got the dad, you know, get your kid full time. It must be so great. I'm like, no, my son's mother just sucks at that. But he doesn't need to know that right now. And you think you're all good. And then she thinks she's all sweet and stuff. She's like, oh, baby this, baby that. She's like, and you hear like a little disturbance. She's like, okay, just one second. One of my kids just got up. And it's like, all of a sudden you just say, will you fucking let your sister watch the movie? Put your sister's Barbie dolls down. And then you just get right back on the phone like nothing happened. And you're just like, oh, hey, baby, I'm sorry about that. And you're just like, wow. You just went T-Rex on my ass. And I'm like, I don't even know. That's a fucking, you don't want to date that girl. So having kids and being single kind of sucks. Is my time up? Just about, I'm sorry. So anyways, so that's about all I got for you guys tonight. But thank you very much. And since I let the cat out of the bag, I'm just gonna let you know right now, ladies, make sure you fellas wrap it up. Fellas, if you got that problem, me and Bill run that show. Just find Wild Bill Comedy on Facebook, and you can find the schedule right there. We'll be meeting next week, right here in West Warwick near the Fish Fry. Thank you.
Next comic. We good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Mikey Throw!
How are we doing tonight? Give yourselves a round of applause, please. And we have to give Bill a round of applause because he's a hard-working motherfucker. When you turn 40, things just go to shit. And when you go to your doctor, you get that gift. You know what that gift is? It ain't no gift. People say, yeah, you just bend over. No. It's much more complicated. You bend over, well, first, I'm sorry, you drop your pants. You bend over, and he says, put your elbows on the table. Arch your back. What the fuck? Are we shooting a gay porn here? You're checking out my ass. So, he says, you may feel some discomfort. You think? So all I remember is like him sticking his hand in the goop. And he warned you, he's like, yeah, I'm going in. Like, yeah, thanks. So after a few minutes, he's poking around. I think he's trying to stick his hand completely up my ass. But thankfully, he doesn't succeed. Thankfully. So he takes his glove off and he slaps me on the ass. Oh, I should mention, I love my doc. This is the first doctor I've ever loved. I love him. I call him the cool Jew. He calls me badass. So I guess we're even. You know what I'm saying? So after he smacks me on the ass, I go over and I'm feeling a little violated. So I go over and pull my pants up. I turn around and holy shit. The doctor's over here, his shirt's unbuttoned. He's tweaking his nipple. And he's smoking a cigarette. It's like, dude, really? So I did what any red-blooded American man would do. I walk over and I'm like, hey, doc. Same time next week. Because I'm fucking married, I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, let's talk about gravity. The gravity of the situation. Usually when we talk about gravity, we talk about gravity with women and how their breasts, kind of fall, okay? But there's gravity with men, okay? So you guys are younger, get prepared because your balls are gonna drop. It's fun to sit on your balls, which is a new thing, it's fun. I'm not big on tattoos, okay? But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get a tattoo right here, it's a line, and I'm gonna judge how far my balls drop every year. So when I have grandkids, I'll be like, hey, Timmy, go. In 2014, my balls were right here. In 2033, they're fucking right here. I'm gonna be swinging that shit, flapping it around. Shit, I'll use it as a ball tie. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It sucks really bad. When it comes to, let's talk about the ladies for a second. Let's talk about the ladies. What beautiful women out here tonight. Oh, let's give yourself a round of applause. There's some beautiful women out here. Woo! Beautiful. The women are kind enough to usually, how can I say this? Provide us with a clean working space, okay? So, if your girlfriend or your wife is, kind enough to inspect your nether regions and then play with your balls, and she's tempted to floss, yeah, that might be a problem. You might want to shave your nuts. That's just a suggestion, okay? If your balls look like two Barack Obama chia pets fighting, yeah, you might want to shave your nuts. And to my older gentlemen out here, I'm not picking on y'all, but if your balls look like the mini-me version of Don King, yeah, you might want to shave your nuts. Seriously. I think it's just nice to return the favor. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that happens when you get older, yeah, you get a little fatter, okay? I'm gonna gain a few pounds, but I don't want to think of myself as fat. I like to think of myself as calorically challenged. All right? Now, a lot of women want people with six-packs, okay? Fuck that. What can any guy with a six-pack do that I can't do? Let me explain. Okay, let's visualize this for a second. Now, we're going at it. Things are going good. Obviously, you're on top. Obviously. It's pretty fucking obvious, okay? So, then I flip the script and shock the shit out of you, and I flip you down, I get on top, you can't breathe. You pass out, you see the lights, you see family, you see friends you haven't seen in years. And you're walking towards the light, and of course, while this is going on simultaneously, I finish. What the fuck? So, now, I just bought like a $2,000 defibrillator, so I reached, and I bomb you with some fucking electricity. Just bomb your ass. You come back, that's a sexual experience. Tell me Mr. fucking Six-Pack can do that shit for you. I don't think so. Fuck that. Ain't happening. Let me tell you. People have told me lately, I've had like 4 people tell me, you're gonna die. Like, well, thank you. That's it, that's all my time. But thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Give it up for your next comic. Massachusetts. Represent you well. Get ready for the accent of your dreams. Here we go. Give it up for Aaron Megan.
Thank you. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out. That's an awesome number to have raised. All right, yes, my name is Erin Megan, and I'm super excited to be here. Thank you, Wild Bill. Very happy that the door is so close to the stage. That's very nice. Quick getaway, just in case. All right, so I thought that I would get up here and share with you the moment in my life where I went from being super self-conscious to just embracing the fact that I was probably going to embarrass myself in front of people throughout my whole entire life. And just the hilarity in that possibility that any moment I could embarrass myself. See, when I was a little kid, I would every day be so paranoid. Okay, is it gonna be today? Is this the day that they're gonna point and laugh at you? Okay, don't let me drop my tray in the cafeteria. Please don't let me get pantsed at recess. Okay, please don't let anybody like kick the door in the bathroom, like that happens all the time. I don't know, it does in movies. So I'm pretty sure I peed like this, like my whole entire elementary school life. Like that was gonna stop someone from kicking the door in. And I'm sorry, did you just, is my fly down? I feel like my fly is out. You like just made a gesture and okay, no? All right. How about someone in the audience, what's your name? Tammy, all right, Tammy, you look very trustworthy. If for some reason the gravitational force of my zipper is like greater than everyone else's here in the room and my zipper just happens to come down in the middle of the act, just let me know, because obviously that would be very embarrassing to be up here having my zipper down. Okay, let's move on. All right, so sophomore year, high school, girls varsity soccer. We're doing warm-ups, we're taking shots on net. This whatever team we were playing, a couple of our shots go over the net. They also happen to have a 6-foot chain link fence right behind that net. Being the oh so eager to please helpful underclassman that I was, I thought, hey, I'll go get those balls. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I don't even need to use the gate. I will just climb that 6-foot fence, hop over, throw those balls back. I'll be back in 2 and 2. All right. Climbing over, getting down, throwing balls, that went by fine. And I said, this is taking too much time. This is too much time. I don't need to climb down the other side. I will just get up here on both feet and I'll perch myself on top of this 6-foot fence and I'll leap off. I have important things to do. So in midair, I think, my brain kicks in and says, oh, Erin, maybe you should have checked your mesh shorts to make sure that they were clearing that fence that you were oh so gracefully perched up on top of. Oh, too late, brain, because I was already in midair. As I come down, I feel a jolting to my uniform. And that wasn't the oddest thing. The oddest thing was when I realized, this is really strange that only my toes are touching the ground. This is odd that my cleats haven't completely come down. I look at my teammate who's like 5 feet away from me. I realize she is not making eye contact with me, like at all. I realize she is just basically looking at this area, from like here to here. And I look down and I notice, oh my God, there is no uniform. I have no uniform from here now. And it's not like a wedgie, like you still have something, like nothing. Just pale skin. So, I mean, this is tan for me, okay? So you can imagine the areas that don't ever see any sunlight, like what is going on here, just. So when we get the film back from that day, from the pictures that my mom was taking, that's right, she was taking pictures, okay? If there was a Kodak moment, she was getting it, okay. So she says to me, Erin, were you wearing white spandex shorts? I'm like, oh, Mom, if only I was wearing white spandex shorts. No, that's just how pale I was. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so I'm stuck on this fence, okay. So now at this point I realize, okay, my shorts are still stuck on the fence, and I cannot get away from the fence. So I start hopping and doing this, like I'm going to somehow reach the top of this 6-foot fence. My teammate, who was nice enough to help me with the gathering of the balls, but wise enough not to partake in any fence hopping that was going on, comes behind me and starts hopping behind me as well, but we're not hopping synchronized. So I'm hopping, and then she's hopping, and neither one of us is actually unhooking my shorts. Okay, so where am I now? Oh. Okay. And just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse, a bus drives behind me. A bus with kids in it, thinking, is this like our mascot is like an albino baboon now? I don't know what's happening. And why were there so many people at this game to begin with? It was Central Mass girls soccer. Nobody goes to that shit. Nobody. But that day, the whole football team's in the fans, everything. So, okay, so she finally releases and I fall to the ground. Okay. They're saying, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm saying, am I still naked? Am I still naked? Do I have any clothes on? Okay. But in that moment I realized I am liberated because I know that nothing will ever embarrass me as much as that moment in that day. Thank you. I am Erin Megan.
This guy I met as part of this fundraiser at an event that we had, and I kind of wanted to punch him in the face when he told me he was like 23 or something, I don't know. So, from a 40-year-old guy, don't clap for this guy at all, because he's young and he fucking knows it. I love you, Ryan. Give him a big round of applause. Ryan Casey!
Really quick, before we start, Bruins fans in here? Still tied, 0-0. I felt so bad. They shut off the TVs. I'm like, what if I suck? At least you have the Bruins to watch, right? So where's Bill? There. So like Bill said, I met him a few months ago. He came up to me and he said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing this comedy show?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, shit, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely do the comedy show." And then we had like this weird awkward pause, and I was like looking around, and he says to me, "So you think you can last 6 minutes?" I was like, "Well, you ask most girls, they'll definitely say no." I mean, I can sing like the Gilligan's theme song in my head. That kind of helps. A little bottle of Gatorade. And then he says to me, no, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the comedy show. I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely last 6 minutes. Silent pause and goes, "So how big is your penis?" And I was like, whoa, no, that has nothing to do with this comedy show. So I knew I was gonna be here. This is my table. Thank my friends for coming. I didn't think I had this many. All right, no, that's too long. All right, that's enough. That's not that great. So I knew I was gonna be doing this. So I invited this really good-looking girl, right? Like
this is my time. I swore, I made it big. This is my time. This is my time, I made it big. So I said, hey, I was like, why don't you come? You can check me out, see me do some comedy, see what's going on. She's like, oh my God, I'd love to see that. Good looking girl, very sweet, smelled like Desitin, which was a little weird, but I'm able to look past those flaws. And it might come in handy. So I gave her a call yesterday, right? Gave her a ring. I was like, hey, Val. I'm like, you still coming today? And she goes, and you know right there, every guy knows that noise. It's the only sucking noise we don't really like, right? Yeah, you know, I can't make it tonight. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? She goes, I'm having car troubles. What is it, transmission? Conveyor, like whatever, I don't even know. It's like conveyor belt, was it that part of it? She's like, I was like, we got it. No more sucking, we got it. You're upset as I am. She goes, my windshield wipers aren't working. I was like, your windshield wipers aren't working. She goes, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm looking out the window. It looks pretty fine. I mean, it's a little cloudy. She's like, and all of a sudden she turns to John Giorsi, right? She's like, no, there's a 20% chance of rain coming. Here come the winds and this and that. And I was like, oh, you know, you can, and I was like, no, don't worry about it. Have a good time, right? Very nice girl, sweet, innocent, like 3 DUIs, which kind of surprises me. She's worried about her windshield wipers. So I'm just gonna take it as she's not ready for commitment, maybe. But I was good. I was very, you can't get upset. That's the problem. Like, I didn't swear, I didn't get upset. The thing is, for Lent, I gave up swearing, right? So this act would be totally different. If this was next Friday and I was able to swear and say everything I wanted, I'd been totally different. So, but I did slip. I was with my cousin. She's like, I love her to death. We're very close. She's like 14, 8, 5. I don't really give a shit. But I was with her and I'm babysitting her, right? She's adorable. Gets me chicks like that. And I'm watching her, and all of a sudden, I slam my shin into a chair, I believe it was. The shin's a really weird part of the body if you think about it. Like hands, God's like, I gave you hands to build things. I gave you ears so you can hear the beautiful noises of the world. I gave you eyes so you can see stuff. And I gave you a shin so you can bounce into furniture in the middle of the night and scream your ass off. So I did. So here's my furniture, right? And boom. Motherfucker! And you ever see like a deer? Here's my cousin. She knows. She's like, I heard something. And I don't know what this means yet. And I want to say it. And now here I am doing the same thing. Well, she never heard this word. What am I going to do? And you know what? It's so simple. I thought in my head, what can I do? The simple, and that was it. She totally forgets. She's laughing. What does that mean? And that's the exact same thing. And I thought to myself, why can't life always be like this? Why can't you go up to, when you're an adult, like, honey, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you. And they get a good laugh, right? To the girlfriend. And RJ knows, I have herpes. And then you dangle the keys, and they're like, oh, it's okay now. I totally forget. Life would be so much simple. So luckily, she was able, and you have to be so careful what you say to kids. I'm only 23, like Bill said like 12 times, which was odd. I'm only 23, and the thing is, like, you have to be so careful. Because even if you don't say anything negative, I'm learning, or a swear, what you say has such great effect on kids. When I was little, I was so picky as an eater. My parents used to say to me, you better finish this. They're starving people in China. And I actually finished all my broccoli. But that wasn't where I stopped. I thought to myself, I need to do more. I'm like 7 years old. I was like, I need to do more. I need to save this nation. So I would wake up, I went to my parents, went to sleep. I go to the cupboards, I'm grabbing all the Cheez-Its, the pretzels, and I'm like, fuck the homework. I'm putting the Cheez-Its and the pretzels all in. And I go to class the next day, the teacher's like, where's your homework? I'm like, fuck the homework. And then I'm like, I'm going to lunch. And we all know the tables at lunch, right? We all had our own tables. We had the jocks. We had the nerds. We had the sluts. That was my table. We had the goths. But there was this one kid who had his own table to himself. Nice kid. Was that the British are coming? No, 5. Okay. Good, I'm almost done. There's this one Asian kid at the table. He was all by himself, and he wore a cape. Nice kid. And I went up to him, kind of like a deer in the woods. I keep using this deer analogy, and I crept up to him, and he sees me. I unzippered my backpack, and I began to slowly put the food on the table. And I said to him, "Your nation is now saved." And then I zippered up the bag, and it's like one of those. Now, I'm almost done, but I just wanted to leave you with this. He was one of the nicest kids I ever met. You know, kids used to make fun of him because he wore a cape. They used to make fun of him because he was smart. They used to make fun of him because who he was as a person. Do you know what that kid is doing today? He's working at Build-A-Beer, and I think he has a huge coke problem. I don't. That's the last I heard. So guys, thank you very much. You've been a great crowd. Have a good night.
Give them lots of love. Put your hands together for the late addition to the comedy contest, Kyle Daly. You're right in front of me.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? All right, it's good. I don't have a lot of time, so let's get to this. So this is kind of embarrassing for me to say, but I'm actually 26 years old, and I'm still living at home with my parents. And I feel like having said that, any woman in this room who thought about having sex with me when I walked up on stage just went, nope. Just locked up their vaginas and threw away the key. I haven't even gotten to the good part yet. My bedroom is exactly 7.5 feet away from my parents' room. So ladies, how dry are you right now? Are you like Death Valley? Are you just a shallow puddle after a slight rainfall? But it's living with my parents that's not even the worst part of everything. I gotta deal with my other family members and their weird tics. Like I have this stepsister. She's got this really weird eating habit where she will buy pies and eat just the crusts, cakes and eat just the frosting, and then just leave them out in the kitchen. I don't see her whenever I walk in there, so I just feel like I'm on one of those hunting Bigfoot shows and these are the clues I use in order to find her. They're like, oh shit, guys, look, it's a blueberry pie. And it's still warm. We should try the mating call. Dove chocolate! Fat-free yogurt! Channing Tatum! But living with me isn't that easy either. I mean, I'm loud, I'm clumsy, I break things. I'm like a giant wrecking ball and the entire world is just made out of Legos around me. So suffice it to say, as a kid growing up, I felt like my name could have just as easily been, "This is why we can't have nice things!" Another thing about me is I'm kind of a mutt when it comes to my background. I am 1/2 Irish Catholic, 1/2 Russian Jew. I'm the most guilt-ridden alcoholic you're ever gonna meet in your entire life. The only thing that helps me get to sleep at night is knowing that I can get drunk cost effectively. No, I'll wake up some mornings just hungover as all hell going like, oh God, how did I drink so much last night? Oh, I must have made an ass out of myself. But I'll find the tab from the night before and go, I only spent $8. La 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 la. The best part about being only half is I'm still Jewish enough so I can play the card whenever I need to. So for example, I'm out with my friends, they're cooking me dinner at their house, and I don't want to eat it. I turn up the Jew, and by that I mean I just turn into Kyle's cousin Kyle from South Park. Oh God, guys, I'm sorry, I just can't eat that. Oh, it's not kosher. Oh, my rabbi will have a conniption. Oh, and it's got cheese all over it. The cheese, it'll make me gassy. Oh, can we close the window, please? It's a little drafty in here. But then a week later, I'll go out to a restaurant with the same group of friends. I'll look the waitress dead in the eye, and I will order a rabbi's worst nightmare. Hey, can I get ham with a side of bacon, please? Oh, and, Star David made out of sausage links, please. And my friends look at me and go, Kyle, you wouldn't eat anything we made you last week because it wasn't kosher. What gives? All right, folks, let's calm down a minute. You gotta know something. Every once in a while, the Jew slips out. Here's a few telltale signs. My nose gets a little bigger. I have a sudden urge to practice law. And whenever I see a German-made car, I want to run to my attic and write a diary. Oh, shut up. Ain't a comedy show if somebody doesn't get offended. So I got a lot of phobias, actually. One of my big ones is spiders. I'm an arachnophobe, but not your typical arachnophobe. I got one friend just petrified of spiders. He sees one any way, shape, or form, he freaks out. Just like, oh God, there's a spider in my magazine, someone kill it, please. Tom, you're reading National Geographic. This is a picture of a spider. Now, I'm different. Like, when I see a spider, I know I gotta kill it. But I've gotta psych myself up, so I look in a mirror, and I just try to psych myself out. So I just basically look in the mirror, and I just become Jack Kennedy giving myself a motivational speech. Kyle, ask not what that spider is going to do to you, but what you are going to do to that spider. So then I strap on a couple of M16s and throw some grenades around my waist, and I'll just kick down the door and say something really awesome from an action movie like Bruce Willis would, like, boom! Yippee-ki-yay, fucking spider. Maybe a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Boom! Hasta la vista, bug. Or everyone's all-time favorite, Stallone. Boom! No. My big phobia, though, is heights. I hate heights, they freak me out. In fact, one time when I was like 14 years old, we were on a class trip going to Six Flags, and I just freaked out before the guy even closed the door, putting us on the Ferris wheel. I was like, oh God! I'm sorry I cheated on you in math class, we're gonna die! But it wasn't bad enough I was doing this in front of my friends. I was doing this in front of a couple of 9-year-old girls. So now my biggest phobias are that they grew up to become hot and remember who I am. So now I'm just constantly having this nightmare that I'm about to take one home from the bar and she just goes, wait a minute, I remember you. You're the little bitch that freaked out on the Ferris wheel. Oh my God, give me a second. I gotta text Becky, let her know. We talk about you all the time. What? No, this isn't happening anymore. See, I like dick, not pussy. Besides, you look like the kind of guy that has a bedroom 7.5 feet away from his parents' room. All right, everybody, that's my time for y'all. Thank you very much. Giving it back over to Bill.
Listen, put your hands together for Kathy Young. Let's go, let's go!
Oh my God, I'm so friggin' nervous. Does anyone else get nervous poops, nervous diarrhea? Because I know personally, I am so afraid of shitting my pants right now that I don't know what to fucking do. But seriously, thankfully my niece today, she took out the phone and she used Siri to look up poop pants. So, she said, Siri, poop pants. And poop pants brought up a nice search. WikiHow has what to do should you shit your pants. So, thankfully for my 5-year-old niece looking up what to do if you shit your pants, I know I need to deny. The first step is to deny that you shit your pants. So, I have not shit my pants. Not yet. But anyway, seriously, I really am excited to be here tonight. It's not too often I get a night out with my husband. Not for lack of a babysitter, but more like I'm embarrassed to be seen with him. Yeah, and I know Ray's wife knows what I'm talking about because you'd think by 30 he would know how to dress himself, but he doesn't. So I did lay his clothes out for him tonight just so I could take him out in public, as I typically choose not to do. But seriously, the way he dresses himself, he's constantly wearing fleece pajama pants And like, he's got this t-shirt and it's got a minion, you know, from Despicable Me. And it says, "Don't act like you're not impressed." But we're not impressed. Because usually by age 5, you've, you know, overcome that. You're able to dress yourself. Yet at 30, here he is still wearing a Despicable Me t-shirt. But I guess you don't have to dress that nice when your main objective in life is just to hold the couch down should gravity ever fail us. So needless to say, he doesn't typically want to come out either because he's afraid the couch might float away. But seriously, that's not the only problem in our relationship. The other problem is that he's the girl. So I know, everybody says, "Aw, poor him." But no, he always wants to talk about his feelings. And most guys might think that's what girls want. They want a man that wants to talk about their feelings. But I don't have fucking time. I'm too busy. I do not have time to talk about your feelings. I feel like you need to shut the fuck up. I think he's gonna leave. Sorry, Han. No, but really, and I know I'm crazy too. So, you know, every so often I'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna cook dinner. You wanna come with me? Come in the kitchen. You know, just come in the kitchen with me. Come watch me." And he thinks it's like an invitation. So he goes to put his arm around me or something fucking awful like that. And I'm like, "Dude, you're suffocating me. Go to the other side of the room. I do not want you that close. You can sit over there and watch me. I just want your company. The couch isn't going anywhere. So just stay right by me and watch me, but do not touch me. Whatever you do, do not touch me." Then he's staring at me, and I'm like, "Why are you fucking looking at me? Stop looking at me. I just wanted you to come in the kitchen. I just wanted you to be with me while I cook, but don't fucking stare at me like a creep. You need to keep that to yourself, or go back in the living room. Just go ahead, go back." And every so often, I want to just, you know, spend some time with him. I will. I'll talk to him about his feelings. So I'll, you know, follow him into the room and I'll be like, "So you want to talk about your feelings?" He's like, "No, get out of here." It's like, "But do you want to talk about your feelings? Don't you want to talk?" And he's like, "No, I don't want to talk. I'm trying to poop." And I don't get why that's so uncomfortable for him because I'm happy to poop while he's in the room. Every time he gets in the shower, that's when I have to poop. And every once in a while, you know, I'll want to snuggle. "Come on, honey. You want to be the big spoon? Put your arm around me. Come on, I just want to cuddle." Then he falls asleep and I got like this 90-pound arm crushing me. And I just can't breathe and I feel suffocated and I'm beginning to think that the relationship's not working, but maybe it's just that he's got a really heavy arm. But I don't know. So I sleep on the couch. But the heavy arm, you know, when you get comfortable in a relationship, that happens. You might poop in front of each other, fart in front of each other. It's no big deal. It doesn't matter. You all eat the same dinner. It smells the same, right? No? But you're gonna put weight on. You know, you spend 12 years with someone, 12 years. And, you know, you put on 20, 40, maybe 80 pounds. About that, right? 80? He's comfortable with the 80 pounds he put on. I, on the other hand, not so comfortable with the weight I put on, so I've been trying to eat a little healthier, trying to lose some weight, and I'm proud to say I finally fit into the jeans I was wearing before I had my daughter 7 years ago. Thanks. Granted, they are my maternity jeans, but, you know, that's besides the point. Now, I'm sure I've pissed my husband off enough, so I'm gonna go try to butter him up so that I can actually go home with him tonight, because I don't really want to be sleeping on the couch in that hole he's made where he sits just to hold it down. So I'm gonna buy him a drink or two and see if I can get him to like me again. But thank you very much.
Give it up for your next competitor, Mr. Patrick Maloney.
I've got a lot of notes up here. It's for my 1.5 hour HBO special. So, I have a difficult time performing in front of people. It's one of the reasons my wife and I do not perform group sex. The other reason is she doesn't like to have sex with me. About 2 or 3 hours ago, I literally had no idea what I was going to say when I got up on stage. I had no material. I wrote a bunch of stuff, no idea what I was actually going to say. So I took a trip to Walmart, and I walked around for about a half an hour, and I came up with about 6 or 7 minutes of material. I didn't know if how much material it was, but I thought to myself, back when my wife used to have sex with me, yeah, that would have been about 12 times. So, when I was in Walmart, this is not what I wore to Walmart. I wore a blue shirt and tan pants to Walmart. Has anyone done that before? No? Because everyone will walk up to you and say, "Excuse me, do you work here? Do you know where this thing is?" So, this actually happened to me at Walmart today. This lady said, "Do you know where the DVDs are?" We were in the DVD aisle, by the way. And I said, "I don't work here." And she said, "Who do work here? Who do work here? Where the hell did you go to school?" So I said, "You know what, you're right. I actually work for HR. Let me go find somebody for you. I think Joe's on today." So, over the last couple of weeks, I wanted to get some inspiration, so I went to a couple of different places. I know some of our judges are lesbians. I did go to Panera for some inspiration. Okay, so back when I was in junior high school, there was a girl that I liked there, and it took me about 2 weeks to get the guts up to ask her out. And so I went up to her, and all my friends were like, "Yeah, go ask her out. I think she likes you." And I was like, "All right, I'll do it. And like 2 months later, I actually went up to her and I was like, "Gina, do you want to go out with me sometime?" And she said no, of course. And all my friends laughed. So what did I say? "She's a lesbian." That's what I said. Her name's Gina. She became known as Gina Vagina Gina. So the funny thing is, like 10 years later, I was hanging out with my buddies, and I find out that she actually came out of the closet. She was a lesbian. So then I had to go on, there wasn't even Facebook then. I had to go through the yellow pages, find my friends. I was like, "She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. I told you she was a lesbian." So, anyway, I keep rubbing my hair. I was in the military for a few years. I keep rubbing my hair. And I don't usually wear my hair this long, but my wife came up to me about a month ago and she was like, "I'd like to see something long on you." I didn't think my wife was actually gonna come here tonight. I actually just came up to her, I came up to her about 2 weeks ago and I was like, "So I'm doing this comedy show." And she didn't think I had the time for it, of course. But "I'm doing this comedy show, would you like to come?" And she's like, "You haven't made me come in 20 fucking years. What the hell makes you think I'm gonna come to your show?" My wife's a nurse, all right? So when we go to like Christmas parties, okay, I'm surrounded by nurses, doctors, all these people. And I think I'm gonna get some intelligent conversation. I know nothing about the health field. But when I go to the Christmas party, they all talk about what they were able to pull out of someone's ass. Okay, so like, "You're never gonna believe what I pulled out of his ass. It was a Barbie doll." And I'm taking notes. Never put Barbie doll in your ass. Okay? Never put mason jar in your ass. You're taking notes there? Who's taking notes? All right? One of the doctors came up to me and knew that I was married, so I wasn't having sex. And he slipped me a couple of pills. He slipped me some Viagra, okay? Some Levitra, all right? And I was like, oh, I don't need that. And then one night I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna surprise her. I'm gonna use the Viagra. And so I went into my little cabinet and I took a pill. It was blue, but it turned out to be Lunestra. Do you know what Lunestra is? It's the pill that puts you to sleep. I got it mixed up. So I immediately took a Viagra. So my wife said, I don't remember it, my wife said it was the best sex she ever had. I slept through the whole fucking thing. I actually fix computers for a living, that's my day job. And you would not believe the smut that I find on these computers. And everybody who drops it at their computer says, don't tell my wife what you found on that computer. So, I usually don't. Anyway, has anyone heard the commercial for speedcounts.com? Anybody? Speedcounts.com? It's gonna make your computer so fast, all right? And I hate that stuff, but last time I went there, I wanted to see what it was. So the last computer I got in, totally full of viruses, but they use speedcounts.com. So I went there, or I tried to go there. I left the O off. Yeah, you got it. And when I got there, I found the O, people. I found the O. And it was nasty. So, anyway, one other thing I want to say, support the cause. There is one very special raffle over there. It's for a 1-hour facial. They marked it down wrong. It's actually about a 1-minute facial, and I'll be giving that out, all right? Thank you very much.
This next guy, put your hands together for Mr. Dale Cover!
What's going on, Warwick? How y'all doing? All right, yeah. I only got a couple minutes, so let's get moving, all right? But before I start, real quick, to the citizens of Warwick, what's this I hear about y'all getting high, overdosing on prescription drugs? Now, I know they call it ground zero, people, but damn, I mean, getting high on prescription drugs? I realize I lack sympathy, but you got to understand, not everybody is lucky enough to sponsor their habit for a $5 copay. And that's because of where I come from. See, where I come from, I had a drug addict tell me, he said, because I didn't give him $10, I was responsible for him going out and robbing an old lady. I said, before you go and do something you're gonna regret, give that bitch my condolences. Yeah. That's why I don't get high, people. Drugs will make you do stupid stuff. Drugs will make you call up somebody you ain't talked to in 15 years and ask them if they still got that toaster you gave them for their wedding. All I'm saying is, Warwick, get it together. Anybody at the dating game? All right, yeah. I remember I was in the dating game, man. I had a girl tell me, she said, if you want to sleep with me, you got to take care of me. I said, well, look here, baby. You know, I got this real good job opportunity coming up, and if it all goes good, I'll take care of you. She said, well, what did job do? I said, well, that depends. It's a blow job, so. What the fuck you got in mind? Shit. But me and her, we didn't last too long, you know, because she had a little badass little boy. He told me, he said, I don't eat Oreos, I only eat Cool J cookies. I said, oh Lord, this boy gonna be a problem. He said, you gonna be my stepdaddy? I said, well, no. I'm not gonna be your stepdaddy, I'm just sleeping with your mama. He said, well, if you're gonna sleep with my mama, then you got to take care of me. Sound familiar? I told him what I told his mom. I said, well, I do got this opportunity, and if it goes well, I'll take you down to the little pet shop in the mall and see if they can teach you some manners, motherfucker. Yeah. I know that sounds real messed up. I know, but you got to understand, I ain't never gonna be a stepdaddy, so it's cool, baby. I grew up with a stepdaddy, you know? I remember my mama first brought my stepdaddy home. She said, boys, I want you to meet your new stepdaddy. What's wrong, ain't you excited? Me and my brother was like, well, I mean, yeah, mama, we did say we wanted a dog, but... And I was little, right? I'm like, he ain't got no legs, mama, he only got 2 legs. My brother was a little smarter. He was like, shit, at least Lassie got a damn job. Shit. Damn, mama. Use what you got. You look good. Yeah. Oh. Man. But I'm past all that now. I've been married for about almost 15 years now. Now you want to clap. Sound like some bitches I know. Shit. People come to me all the time and say, yo, D, 15 years, man, that's a long time, man. What's your secret? I'm thinking to myself, shit, my girlfriend's a secret. Shit. I can't tell him that. But you know, the secret really is knowing how to keep a secret. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. Because every man knows the secret to a successful relationship. What's the secret to a successful relationship? Anybody? Anybody? You. Successful relationship.
Denial. Trust. Honesty.
Honesty. Oh, Mrs. George Washington said honesty. Honesty. Let me tell you something, girl. Honesty got George Washington's name on a dollar bill. Yeah. But it will leave a man's dollar bill to a man's name. That's what it will leave, a dollar bill to a man's name. Denial is what it is. The key is to deny. Now, I don't care if your girl walks in on you, being the dog that you are. Your job is to convince her that this heifer was choking, and you were giving her the advanced Heimlich maneuver. Now, baby, I know it looked like the ass lick, but believe me, this was the Heimlich. But I'm telling you, fellas, be careful, because if you open up that door, you're liable to walk in on your woman deep throating another man. She's gonna turn to you and say, I was choking. But I got to go. My time is up. He's probably waving me down, but before I go, I want to give a shout out to my family. All the way in the corner, all the black people all the way in the corner. Oh, damn. All the way in the corner. Oh. That's the door. That's the furthest corner from the door. I'm surprised they ain't over there in the judge's table. Shit. But when they be laughing like that, it makes me real nervous. And I always think, that they planning my funeral when they get like that. Because you got to understand, I got a lot of nice stuff in the house. I've been married for a long time, with nice dishes, nice plates, cups, forks, and all that kind of stuff. And my wife, she don't let us use it, She's like, oh, she's saving it for a special occasion. I'm like, shit, we've been married for 15 years. We ain't never had a special occasion. I'm trying to think that's my funeral. Shit. But that's okay, the joke's on you, because when I die, I'm going to die broke. When I fall out and land on the ground, my last quarter's gonna fall out my pocket. You can take that, call me an ambulance. That way I don't owe y'all shit. But I'm just joking, I love y'all. You know I love y'all. You can take it all, take everything. I don't need it, I'm dead. I just don't want nobody fucking my wife. Shit. That's why when I die, I'm gonna die in the house. I don't want no funeral, I don't want to be cremated, I don't want to be buried, I want to be stuffed. Stuff me and make sure you put a little extra in the penis. That way she can remember how I looked when we first met. Shit. Stuff me and put me right over the bed. That way when she get a new boyfriend, I can scare him away. I can start shaking rocking chairs and moving window blinds and shit. He can start thinking his relationship. He's like, look here, Emily Rose, this shit ain't working out. Yeah. When we first met, you should have told me you had Amityville pussy. I got to go. Yeah. She gonna say, what about the boys? What about Junior? Tell Junior somebody left the front gate open. I ran away and ain't never coming back. Shit. For some strange reason, I think Junior gonna understand. I got to go.
Oh, we are gonna put our hands together for Marie Foster.
What's up, everybody? All right, where are my people at? All right, so thanks for coming. My dad was really bummed he couldn't be here, but he's dead, so that's why. That joke always kills. Yeah, so a little bit about me. I am 34, and I'm exactly where I thought I was going to be in my life, which is divorced, childless, and living in a one-bedroom apartment in Cranston. So I got that going for me. I was with my ex for 10 years. We were married for 6. So when we went through the divorce, I went to therapy, and my therapist was like, Marie, can you give me a description of what your marriage was like? So I thought about it, and I said, well, when you go somewhere and you order a coffee, and you leave and you take that first sip, and then you realize they completely fucked up your order? That was my marriage. I drank a shitty coffee for 10 years. And then I got to the bottom and I threw the fucker out. I was too lazy to turn back. He actually texted me a couple weeks ago and he was like, hey, would you be interested in hooking up occasionally when, each other sort of needed it to get through the physical needs of the divorce while we looked for the right people? So I texted him back and was like, well, would you be interested in getting better at sex? Because that's like why I left. And isn't that the point of divorce, that I never have to have sex with you ever again? That doesn't make any sense. So being single, I decided to join a dating site. I joined OkCupid. I don't know if anybody is on there. Probably not, because I'm a loser. It's a free dating website because I want to see what shitty options I had left out there. And after being on that site for a little while, I realized that it was like false advertising, because it really should be called, okay, I'm going to send you a dick pic in 3 minutes. Apparently that's the new way to say hello. So, I'm not sure what happens when guys send these dick pics. I mean, nobody's getting turned on by this. If you want to turn me on, send me a picture of you doing like laundry or like cleaning your house. Right? Yeah, not getting off to that. What's happening when you send these pictures is that we're laughing at you and we're sharing them with our friends. So just know that your penis is out there. Just getting a picture of a penis is just like, it's just not attractive. I mean, when you're in the moment, okay, but just to get a picture of it, it's kind of alarming. I mean, it's just like there, and it's just hard and veiny and like aggressive. Nobody wants to look at that. Unless you get the little ones, and those are cute. Then you're like, aw, poor little guy. He must be very lonely. It's kind of like those ASPCA commercials, with like the abused puppies and kittens. You want to like find it a good home, just not in your pants. Yeah, that's me. I get some weird messages on that site. I get these guys that are into cosplay. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. I didn't. It's grown men who like to dress up as their favorite characters from a sci-fi movie or a video game. Yeah. So I got a message from a guy who was in full Captain Kirk. And I was like, really, dude, did you even read my profile? I do not want to fuck Captain Kirk. I am clearly a Mr. Spock kind of girl. I mean, pay attention. Now, actually, the guys that I find on these sites, it's like, they're not looking for a relationship, they're looking for a ride to GameStop. They have the emotional maturity of a 15-year-old. So I guess that sort of makes me a pedophile. All right. I actually like being single. It's fun. I haven't been single for 10 years, and it's been an experience going through that again. And it's like I enjoy coming home just to myself and not having to listen to anybody nag at me. It's like guys are always complaining that women are nagging, but when I would go home, it was like, Marie, what's for dinner? Did you do the laundry? Can you stop having sex with that guy in our bed? And it was just really annoying. I don't have to listen to that anymore, so I enjoy that. I don't know. I'm pretty low maintenance, I think. But I'm looking for a guy that I can just like go out with and like have a good time, maybe like go to dinner, like grab a movie or something, like go back, maybe make out on the couch, a little dry humping. I don't know if people still do that, but I do. It's like, I'm just looking for a guy that'll let me pee on him. I don't know, I don't think that's too much to ask. And like going back to the dick pics, it's like, call me old-fashioned, but when I meet a dick in person, I like to look it in the eye and give it a firm handshake, And, I don't know, my mother taught me that. She's over there on that table. Anyway, that's all the time I got, guys. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Let's get some energy going. Put your hands together for the last comic of the night, Mr. Matt Mandillo.
All right. So, let me get right into it. Something weird happened to me this morning while I was in the shower. I had chapped lips. Now, for those of you people, if you don't know what chapped lips results from, it's dehydration. It means your body doesn't have enough water. So it draws water from the outside to try to keep everything moist on the inside. But I'm standing in a waterfall. I'm in the shower. I am covered in water. Every single cell of my entire body is immersed in water. But my lips are chapped, and I can't figure out why my lips are chapped. I'm going through biologic pathways in case, Bill didn't say it. I'm a doctor. I know why I shouldn't have dehydration in my body. I know why I shouldn't have chapped lips, but I can't figure out what's going on. So then I just masturbated and forgot about the whole thing. Because I do like to jerk off. I don't really like jerking off in the shower too much, though. The main reason, one of the reasons, is it's not as clean as I thought it was gonna be. Cum sticks to everything. It's awful. It's like God's super glue. Honestly, the Amish use this to build their houses. That's why their houses smell like bleach. It sticks to everything. It's impossible to clean it. I thought if I aim at the drain, like when I'm peeing, it would go right down. It doesn't. Nope. It's awful. But the other reason that I don't like jerking off in the shower is I don't get turned on looking at my own dick. Some people do. I don't. I need porn. I love porn. You do too, I can tell. You love it. She does. I love porn. I like amateur porn. I love the idea of just going up to somebody, and I know that they're really actresses or they're paid to do it, but I love the idea of going up to somebody and just saying, hey, what are you doing for the next 2 hours? And she says, hey, I don't know. I'm gonna pick up my kids from school and maybe go home and make my husband some dinner. And they say, yeah, that's great, shut up. Why don't you come back to our place and let me and my buddy run a train on you for the next 2 hours and stick a cock in every hole you have? And she says, yeah, that sounds good. I love that. See, this guy loves it. I love that because that gives me a sliver of hope that the nice girl in church is just one prescription drug away from doing the same thing to me. I love that. But on those off chances that I'm not really into the amateur porn genre for that moment, I like older women. I like older women in general, but older women, they are fantastic. I love the fact that older women are never going to say, you want to do what? You want to stick it where? They're not going to do that. I like older women because older women will grab me over my pants and tell me what they want me to do. Older women will allow me to finger bang them in the elevator at Penn Station in front of a homeless man. Older women will let me do anal and oral in that order. They are amazing. Older women are amazing, but one of the things that they do is they know, more important than what they do, more important than what they say, older women know what not to say when you're having sex. Older women, and this is something very important, and at this table, there's a lot of girls over here, take note, because this is very, very important. Don't ever say this. Older women don't do this, but younger girls do this. Don't ever say, "You have one of the biggest dicks I've ever seen." Don't ever say that. And this is why. Because if you say that to me, I'm not thinking, "Yeah, you're right." I'm thinking, "What do you mean, one of? Am I in the top 5? Am I in the top 10? Am I 130 out of 212? Where is the cutoff from one of the biggest to one of the smallest? Where in the pantheon of pricks that have penetrated your pussy does my penis place? I need to know that, ma'am. I need to know that. So, if you absolutely have to say something, first off, just call it handsome. Just say it's a handsome penis. I'd rather you not say anything. But if you absolutely have to say something, say, "You have the biggest dick I have ever seen." Just lie. Lie to me. Lie to me. Because I know you're lying. You know you're lying. But just lie because it's what I want to hear. Because you know what? I already lied to you. Because I said I love you. You guys have been terrific. Thank you so much for coming out here.
In third place, with a total of 48 points, Marie Foster. Second place, with 51 points. Second place, Dale Cover. And a 1-point difference between first and second place. First place. Put your hands together for Kathy Young. Get up here. Get up here. Congratulations. Oh, I just have to ask him a question. Does your husband get lucky tonight for this? You have to. You're getting lucky. You know what? I can guarantee you having some sex if you just meet him on the couch. Right? Every one of these people, I'm telling you, if you're passionate about it, man, keep coming back. Y'all did awesome. Y'all were amazing. We're going to have another one. I know. Put your hands up if you do some open mics at the Comedy Connection in East Providence. Who's done a couple of... You can see Marie and Mike, Kyle over at the Comedy Connection at East Providence. Support them. Everybody who steps on the stage. So give it up one more time for all the comics and Kathy Young. One last thing, and you're out of here.